Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome to my new computer. You are the first to oh shit. I need to add audio. Okay. Hopefully you can see me. Good morning. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. I am excited to be sorry, I'm like it's the first time that I'm streaming on this computer. Audio is left channel only. Uh-oh. Okay, wait, that's a oh, you know why? Shit. Wait, I know why. Hold on. Okay, well, out of curiosity though, can you hear this in both ears? All right, so it's my mic. How's this? Can you hear me in both ears? Hello, 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 hello. I am in this camera. Still one ear. Oh my god. This teleprompter's dying. Yeah, no, we haven't adjusted the sound or anything. Left only. It's because balls. It's because it's bringing me up as a hold on. Left. Thank you. Left here. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Hold on. It's an OBS. It's an OBS thing. Hey, thank you. Right click on the gear. Gear source, advanced properties, yeah. Down mix. The fuck? Right click on the gear in your audio source, advanced properties. Toggle boxes is down mix to mono. Sorry, I didn't know that this was going to happen. I see channels. Advanced audio property. Oh, here it is. Mono. All right, it should be in both ears now. Should be much better. Hello. Both ears. Yeah, all right, it was just the... Okay. Now, let's do an audio adjustment. Let's play this. Okay, hello. All right, so... Oh, now I can... All right, so... This is still considerably louder than me, I would assume. How much louder than me? Is it much, much louder than me, or is it, like, kind of louder than me? Still louder? By how much? Quite a bit louder than me? Should be drowns me out. Okay. Now I'm boosting my... How about this? How is this? Trying to adjust my mic first. Alright, this should be... Alright, how is this? Is this any better? Well, this is a quiet moment. Let's do it first. Alright, hello. Mic now louder, but music way above. Compared to you, way louder. Okay. Better? Music is still too loud. Okay. That made it louder. Hold on. All right. How's? Gotta go back to that part. Sorry. Okay, how's this? The music's too loud, but the mic is good now. Okay. Okay, how is this? Okay, so now how is this? This is loud in the sense there's too much going on, not the volume. Oh, okay, but I need you to help me with the volume right now. not the... Okay, too loud still. Alright, how's this? Hello. Well... Alright, let's see.
I just want to wake up.
Mic is 80%, music is... Alright, I don't know really what else to do here. How's this? Yeah, I can redo the loud part. How's this? Alright, I'm talking over the music. How's this? Is the balance good? No, I never had to lower the YouTube volume before, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it like I used to do it, but the whole thing is screwed up. Also, if you notice, the audio output capture is insanely low now. We're usually used to hang out over here. So I'm trying to figure out what the best way to navigate this is, because... strange. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to fix that, though, to be honest. Music is tolerable, but just barely? Alright, what if... See, that's 10% volume. Thanks, Clockwork. Your voice sounds lower, I can't hear your speech. Alright, never mind. I gotta do this a different way. It could... I mean... My voice is quieter than the... Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to do this regardless, so hold on. Hold on.
I just want to wake up.
Okay. So how is the mic volume right now? Hello. How is the mic volume? So is it predominantly, is the issue simply YouTube? Or, well, audio? Like sound audio? Mic is fine, music is too loud. Okay. The mic is good. All right. Okay. All right, music good. Mic's fine. Music's way too loud. All right, let's figure this out now. So then... Yeah, I think that that's reasonable. Hold on one second. System audio. Advanced. Volume mixer. Okay, let's take a look. So I think what we're going to do is... No, I played that video last week, so I know it's not that. I think it's going to have to be... Thanks for being my guinea pigs, by the way. I'm so sorry that we didn't... The only thing I didn't do yesterday was a audio test run, so that's on me. Let's just lower Chrome by 70% and see how that goes. I'm great, thank you. I'm great. All right, I'm lowering my Chrome volume to 70%. Let's take a gander now, shall we? Okay, one sec. Okay. Yeah, I know we haven't had a random technical issue stream in quite a while, actually. So it's... All right. Let's take a gander and see how this goes. All right. So okay, so how is this now? Let me know. So I've lowered all of Chrome's volume by... We had this last week, so... Let me know. Much better? How much better? Can I raise this? How's this? How's this balance between me and the music? Where it usually is, this sounds right. Prior, before. My voice is now over the music, which is what we want. We want it to be balanced, ideally. How's this? Let me play the heavy part again. Not going to change anything, so there's no delay. The song is incredibly loud. 5 to 10% lower. Okay, I'm lowering it. Alright, how's this? So it was better before. How's this? This is the sweet spot, I think. Let me know. I'm just going to talk. The song could be lowered by 15%. Okay. Hi, Lemuria. We're listening to Arknight's Somnia something. My voice should be a little bit louder. Hold on. This is good. This is good. And it's balanced, so you hear me and the music pretty well. Okay. Okay, goodbye. Smidge lower on music. Alright, let me do it this way. How's this? I've just lowered it to 60%. I like this song a lot, by the way. Alright, how's this going? Hopefully it's going the right volume. When the music peaks, it is a loud song, it's true. This should be better. Balance sounds fine. Alright, so here I've lowered the Google Chrome volume to 66%, and I'm leaving this at negative 20 dB. So if this works for you, it works for me. Sounds good? Tom, let me know. Okay. Yeah, it's very good. I've been listening to it a lot, too. Alright, I think we're probably ready to go. No? This is perfect? This is from Arknights. Sorry, I said Hollow. I said Arknights, not Hollow Knight. Sorry, I might have said Hollow Knight because I'm tired. I'm not sure what I said. Okay, anyway. Seems like you're okay, I think. We'll have to see. Yes, so I'll just have to ask you later on if we need to adjust. I try not to have a variable. Okay. I assume this volume would be good for games as well. Although, I think I probably need to sign into Nightbot there, Tom. Alright, hold on one second, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about all this. Bad streamer. Bad streamer. The only thing... I said Hollow Knight. That's my fault then. The problem will be gaming. We'll have to deal with that at some point. Maybe at the end of the stream I'll hop into something that someone could stick around. It's because Nightbot's not signed into here, Tom. Hold on. Oop. Couple little things that you may or may not notice. I have a new light over there. I'm gonna have to clean this screen as well. I'm so sorry. It's giving me major problems. Hello. I think it's the screen. Okay, as far as song tries, let's listen to Yes, I'm going to give a full breakdown of what happened yesterday. All right, let's see if this works. That works beautifully. Tom, you want to do that song? Song command? Someone do exclamation song on YouTube. Hello, hello. Well, it should work now. What game is this from? God, I don't know. Oh, you know what? Let me just do one more thing and then we'll be good to go. I'm so sorry. What a shit show. My bad. Would I go? If they asked me, I would, yeah. Okay, it's my fault. Hold on one second. I'm so sorry, guys. Thank you for being patient. This is like 2 years ago when I didn't know how to stream. I love when he hops on Yoshi. Alright, hold on. I'm fixing the extension. 1 second. We're just vibing. We're hanging out. Start creating a new custom command. Okay. All right, hold on one second. Let me just reset this. Almost done. Is this? This is. All right, that works that way. Alright, this way you can add the link to your playlist. Okay. Song. Okay. No, this is fine. So, it works for Twitch. It doesn't work for YouTube. Alright, I have to switch it. Hold on one second. Almost there. Alright, new command, song. Okay. Alright. Whatever. That should be good to go. And how's the volume for this? By the way. Is this volume good? Volume is good. Alright. So. The volume is good. Terrific. Well, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean this. It's gonna keep going crazy. What a pain in my ass. So, what a crazy day yesterday. I wanted to very quickly update you because, man, yesterday I built my first PC. Been pretty amazing. It was an amazing experience. I had monumental support from my mod team. Shout out to so many people. Shout out to first of all Nitro for setting me up with amazing parts. I really am just so thankful for Nitro to help me with that out of the kindness of his heart. Thank you to Kramen for guiding me through the entire process of building a PC. I wonder, can I stream from my phone and show you really quick? Let's see. I don't think I can stream. I don't think I can just pivot over to my phone. I don't think that's how it works. Doesn't matter. Thank you also to Tom for kind of hanging out and supporting and you know, helping me with just general questions. Thank you to thanks to everybody else that hopped into that stream that I had on Discord in the Patreon chat. I was just kind of hanging out. So PC is awesome. We got a 5080 in here. Really nice, beautiful motherboard. 64 GB of DDR5. Nice cooler. Didn't fuck up the thermal paste. 6 fans. It's actually like really quiet. It's silent actually, which is insane. Installation process was incredibly easy. What kind of CPU? It's a AMD Ryzen 7 9800. Apparently I could have gone with the E, but I chose not to. But that's okay. What? That doesn't pop up. Thank you. What? It doesn't show. Are my alerts all fucked? Thank you, Helksmer. What the hell's going on here? It was really great. Really great. What's up, pal? I don't know why I didn't show his. Well, it doesn't matter. So great for streaming, great for long-term, you know, adjustments, great for, you know, just general. I'm really looking forward to it. So that was that. Next, sort of unrelated to folks that are not in the Patreon, but I figured I would broach the subject. At the $10 tier, the Rigoletto tier, I've been struggling to figure out what to include on that tier that would make it worth its while. And I've realized that we're gonna open up the door for Nintendo songs are not dangerous at all. They're just not. That is a misnomer. It's not true. Maybe it was true at one point. It is not remotely true. It is not remotely true that Nintendo songs get you copyright struck or claimed. Most of the time, the claims that come from Nintendo songs are false. Nintendo songs are completely fine. Let's just nip it in the bud. Nintendo tracks are completely fine. I'll let you know if they're not, but they are completely fine. Uh-oh. Mike, this is bad. Hold on one second. Why is that should be much, much, much higher. There we go. There we go. Okay. Undertale, not good. Deltarune, which is not why you're not going to see me play it on the channel. Not good. Copyright claim, shared revenue, peanuts. So that will not be on the channel. It just can't be. I don't know. So I wanted to open up the idea of a video game book club. A video game book club. I'm really excited about this. That will start at the $10 tier, and basically those folks and everybody else will be suggesting a game that we'll play as a group every 3 months, and experiencing together. And then after, I'll be streaming it, of course. And then after it's done, we'll be having a live stream on, I guess, public, because I'll open it up to everybody, but it'll be decided by that specific, by Patreon. We'll be having a book club conversation about it. It may also just be private. I haven't figured this out, but I'm just spitting ideas. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that vote is open right now at that Rigoletto tier and above. So definitely check that out. Also, Saturday mornings are the official anime Saturday morning cartoons. I've pretty much set it in my brain that Saturday mornings. I'm going to go with usually between 10 and 11 a.m. EST. I'll be watching 2 to 4 episodes of an anime. In this particular case, last week we did Gurren Lagann. This week we're doing The Witch from Mercury. So that is between 10 and 11 a.m. On Saturdays EST. So that will be tomorrow. It gives me something to do in the morning on a Saturday, and then I get to go and have my day. So with that all being said, I'm looking forward to diving into some music. We have a lot to talk about. Also, I guess that one more thing. Next Friday, I will not be in town. I am participating in a really cool thing that I apparently can't talk about yet. There will be a stream on Friday, but it will be a very different kind of stream. If you want to support, that would be very, very thoughtful of you, just because I will be out of my comfort zone. And out of my element. So definitely a new experience for me. It's a very exciting experience that I can't wait to actually tell you about once I am able to. So the camera is freaking out. It's true. The Meatball Game Club. Exactly. That's a great title. And I will steal that from you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, I think we're good. I need to bump. Can you talk really quick? Can you type something? Test. Something. Okay, you're there. How do I get you to go from the top down? I don't like this compact mode. What does that do? Show. No, I don't want that. Oh, that combat mode's for me. Scale. That's a nice size. You look good there, chat. Okay, well, I guess it's always from the bottom up. Ugh. All right. Okay. Here we go. We are starting today with One Shot. Nico and the World Machine. It is a long delay. Actually, I wonder if I can't fix that really quick. I did already check it out, to be honest with you. The delay may be... Oh, you know why? It's because on YouTube... Hold on, let me change this setting really quick. On YouTube, I think there's a delay. It's right here. That's why. It's my fault. I believe it is my fault. Yeah, it's because you're at normal latency. Fuck. It's my fault, chat. Just in case you ever want to stream, I'll show you right here. It's because this. Usually you're on ultra low latency because I also run the stream at 10,000 kbps. So normally it wouldn't be bad, but because of everything, yeah, that's why. So that's on me. My bad. All right. Let's get into it. So this particular stream, the camera, I can't tell if it's because of my mic or because of it's dirty. Oh, it's dirty. I'm sorry, chat. Wait, how do I clean? Chat, I don't even know how to fucking clean that thing. I need my spray. How do I clean a screen? Can I use like Windex? No, I wouldn't do that. Don't I? Do I not have... You go. just spit. Hawk to it. All right. Well, it is what it is. What if I lower this? Okay. So first up today is Nico and the World Machine from One Shot. This game is a masterpiece. Let's. I can use gentle soap and a microfiber towel. Okay. Well, for now, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'll clean it. All right. Here we go. Stopping and starting a couple times, probably. Almost Zelda. So a couple stops here that I find. Okay, first of all, how's the volume on that? Because it's a pretty chill piano song. So just a thought there about that. Hey, thanks, John, and the alerts work, so I appreciate that. Which VODs do you mean, Rindosu? The volume is pretty good. It's good? Okay. So a couple interesting things for me is the fact that, so Nico and the World Machine. And to me, it's interesting because this sounds like two opposing forces that yes, Rendosu, it's a publishing issue because Twitch keeps saying it's I have copyright protection, so they are constantly hiding my yes, I'll take a look at it. I'm so sorry. So but just so you know, all the VODs are on YouTube, Rendosu, just in case. So like Twitch, anyway. So there's two opposing forces in this. You have the wandering upper register piano, and then you have the piano arpeggiation ostinato, sort of repetitive motion, right? And what I find really interesting about this piece is that it's ever so slightly unnerving, even though it is also peaceful, beautiful, thoughtful. Like there's a consideration for individual characters, but I find it interesting how on the left hand we really don't have a nice pattern. We have ba 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 ba, and you notice how that doesn't really feel especially good, right? Especially right here. Da, 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 da. Like that's not really all that comfortable, and I find that is interesting to me because there's a duality within the piano. So it's interesting because if you don't isolate, you just picture the piano as one thing, right? The piano is actually two different things because it's two hands. You have your right hand, that's my left. You have my left hand, and you have your right hand. And the two of those join forces to create what we would consider piano music, obviously. Now, the left hand, in this case, is in the lower register. It does go up into the middle, but it's mostly in the low. And then the upper register is usually the one that's guiding the melody. The right hand is usually the dominant melodic hand. The left hand is almost always accompaniment. Right? Cha 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 ba da da dee da dee da 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 da. The right hand's almost always melody. And one of the most interesting things to me about this particular sound is that there's a restlessness hidden within that piece, and there's a quality in it of what the hell? Like an unlikely alliance, right? A bit of discomfort or trying to make sense of things, or like a misty forest, or like a forbidden area that you're kind of just wandering around in. And I find it interesting that the piano can elicit those emotions as one instrument, but because there's so many keys on the piano, you really get a different sound between the left hand, the middle, the low, the middle, and the high voice, right? I find that to be really, really, really interesting. And I'm struck by how peaceful this is, and also how kind of uncomfortable it is at the same time, you know? Let's keep going. I'll probably stop one more time around the middle. Yeah, but see, there it pivots between really, really lovely and uncomfortable at the same time. You see how now the right hand is doing the chords, and the chords are warm, and it goes up into the upper register, and that has this like light quality to it. How am I over the music while I speak, by the way? Volume's good. All right, thank you. See, now everything is in the middle upper register. and it sounds to me as though there's a coming together of ideology, or like there's walking away from something as we get into the upper register. I don't have any water on me, but I do have an Olipop, so I'll pop that Rendoser. Also, the way that this kind of goes in its sort of repetitiveness is there's a walking quality, you know? It's healthy soda. They still haven't sponsored me. See, there's some notes that some enharmonic or some sharps and flats in here that are difficult. They don't actually lend themselves to there's a bit of an amorphous quality here, which I think is really interesting because it basically just is like a loop at all times, but it does also have that ever so slight sound, that Zelda sound. That sounds good. Yeah, I hear Undertale a little bit too. I wish I could. I'd give you one. Hey, les amis. C'est mon plaisir. Je suis tellement fier pour vous. You love dissonance? I don't. I find dissonance really uncomfortable. Well, that's its intended purpose. That's why it's called dissonance. I like dissonance, but this one really has this sort of like listful quality to it. So it's not like dissonant in a negative way. And dissonance in general is not a negative term, right? But I find it interesting how it kind of leaves us feeling a little bit angsty. I mean, it was nice. It was nice. I like tracks with a little bit more motion to them. And by that I mean a little bit more of more energy. This one was very sort of, I mean, I think it was really lovely in its pared backness and stuff. But it's a very much a mood piece, isn't it? And I think it might just be where I'm at today. But I found myself being like, all right, what's next? It's very hard to be amped up while listening to that. I would like to see if I can't, but it's a very much. Can I gift? Yes. Here, take these. Thanks for being here. Ew, I need to fix that.
New subscriber.
Uh-oh.
New subscriber.
Uh-oh. I gotta turn that off, chat.
New subscriber.
Oh no, I gotta turn that off.
New subscriber.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
New subscriber.
Hold on. I can't have that play. No, it's 10 actually. I have to turn it off.
Subscriber.
It's gonna ruin. It's gonna ruin the stream.
New subscriber.
Shit, I forgot about that.
New subscriber.
Imagine if Joel comes in here and busts out 50. He's done it before.
Subscriber.
All right, hold on. I'm glad it was me.
New subscriber.
Oh, new subscriber. Oh, hold on now. Hang on, I gotta fix that. Good thing I figured it out now. I'm sorry the stream has been scuffed, but yay, it was fun. We've been having fun. I hope. Alert box. New subscriber. Twitch. Hello. YouTube area. Members. Sound volume 0. Save settings. Super chat.
A new donation.
That one didn't even proc.
This is a test super chat
Ugh.
message.
All right.
A new donation.
Why doesn't that pop up?
This is a test super chat message.
Okay. Well, I'm going to turn the sound off. Well, no, I need the sound on for that one. Why can't I see it there? Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. And then Twitch. Subscription.
This is a subscription test.
Well, that works because we saw it work. Okay. All right. Anyway. Enjoy the subs from me. My camera's still being an asshole. All right, next up, two tracks from Rogue Galaxy. I'm going to pick one. I'm going to go ahead and pick The Labyrinth from Rogue Galaxy. This game. Eerie but delightful track from the official arrangement for Rogue Galaxy, arranged by Takayuki Aihara. Let's check it out. Oh, this is not what I thought it was. Holy synth. Oh, thank you, Kowalski. 4 months. Appreciate you. Keeping the lights on over here. Holy dissonance. Oh no. What the fuck? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's out of key. That doesn't sound right. That's strange. That's a premium arrangement? That's an official arrangement. That sounded like it was out of tune. It sounded like it was totally... Am I wrong? That sounds completely out of tune. At first I was like, okay, this is really... I'm not even being funny. And Zeddy, if you're watching this, like, I'm not like shitting on your selection, but like, because I wouldn't do that. But like, I'm I'm really confused by that, because at first it was okay. So the energy of it right off the bat, I was like, okay, so we've got really nice. Can I? That's better. So sorry. At first, it made sense. Like at first, like the synth stuff was really cool. I love the sense of like. So I'm looking at this wonderful picture, and at first, I got the sense of like space pirates, essentially, especially looking at the picture. Oh, there you are, Zeddy. Zeddy, what? Zeddy, I'm not shitting on this. I'm genuinely. We're gonna have a conversation about pitch in about 2 seconds. I can't figure it out, because at first I was like, okay, synth. There's orchestration. There's this like wonderful fusion of synth elements with long florid bowing, so it has this really rich sound. And then when the flute started, I was like, okay, this is actually super dope, because it's like melancholic. It's almost as if, am I cooked if that sound doesn't bother me? Well, I wouldn't say cooked. I would say maybe we need to expand. There are But okay, let's go back. I want to talk about this. I don't think it's a bad song. But actually, the flute was actually quite beautiful when it started. I was like, holy shit, this is like really introspective, really vast. There's a real sense of like going out on a journey. It's something cool that we don't necessarily like really like when we think of sci-fi, we don't necessarily associate it with like the trip that's required. But hear me out now. That's a wrong note. Like that's wrong. That's like not even sharp or flat. That's like full stop in the wrong key. Okay, hold on. Like this is fine. Synthesized. It's in the wrong key. 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 You're saying microtones, Natasha, which I don't disagree, but I think that is the most generous way of saying it's not in the right key. Would it make sense with context? Maybe. But see, that's correct. See, then that's correct. See, then we're fine. I mean, then we're fine. Then we move into this really fun, really beautiful. It's literally that flute. Unless it could be said, it could be that the flute is forcibly out of tune, or forcibly on an edge. Maybe the intention there is to create a feeling of discomfort and distress. I don't actually know. Zeddy, what is Rogue Galaxy about? Well, I mean, okay.
Rogue Galaxy is the kind of game that could last you a year if you play without a guide and want to go for 100%. There's a ton of content, most of which is rewarding and feels worth doing, so if you go through it slowly, explore every area multiple times, and grind through the optional content, you'll have a blast. For players on a budget, it's hard to beat Rogue Galaxy, and if I were a kid and this were the only game I had to play for months, I'd be thrilled. But how does it hold up for a busy JRPG fan with stacks of other games?
Damn, that looks amazing. That looks so good. That's insane. Better than Final Fantasy. And 85,000 people have watched it?
Imagine an RPG with over 100 hours of gameplay, electrifying combat, and a universe so vast it could make Star Wars look small. A game that blended space pirates, epic adventure, and innovative mechanics. Yet somehow it was forgotten by time. How did one of the best RPGs on the PlayStation 2 simply vanish from the spotlight?
On PS2,
Today,
no less. It looks
I'm
amazing.
going to show you why Rogue Galaxy is a lost masterpiece that you need to experience. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be dying to play it.
Well, that's a bold statement. All right, I love that. All right, but so it doesn't matter what the flute is. Let's keep going. You know what? I'm going to say The Labyrinth, looking at the title name, that flute actually is probably appropriate because it's supposed to feel really uncomfortable and scary and tense and almost like we're lost and have no like way to breach past it. You know what I mean? And then when we get into this part, I actually love this ba 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 ba. You know what I mean? Like that sharp rhythm, that da 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 da. That's really cool because it feels like we're turning a corner and deciding to move towards something. You know what I mean? Move towards success, move towards... And I love rhythm like that because that rhythm, being that it is sharp as it is, guides us and kind of motivates us as players and people to continue on. You know what I mean? All right, so it's clearly dissonant. No, Alexa, they haven't. I've heard good things about X4, though. See, but there the flute really makes sense and works unbelievably well. And then the twinkling, it's almost as if like, you know, we're navigating through the spaceport or something and the only way to, like, the labyrinth is like a mental thing and in order to bypass it, I don't know, like there's... See, there the upper flutes sound great. Love the trumpets. Again, accentuation there. And that's dissonance. We have a shift in key. Love the bongo. Love the percussion in the back. This is kind of like a celebration, almost like a striving towards something, you know. Da, da, da. Love that we're constantly just shifting up. Da, da, da. Then we go back down. repetition of that. Bum 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 bum. It's just this damn flute that... And then we're kind of settling down. The flute's supposed to represent adversity, maybe? I can't quite figure this one out, but I want to listen to the Rogue Galaxy. Now, hold on now. Hold on now. So this is the this is the original. What? Ah! That is correct. Yeah, this sounds great. This is This is measured, even. This gives you a sense of fear, a sense of stress, of like a sense of like what's around the bend, what's around the corner. It's even. Then we get that low brass that's kind of pushing in the idea of danger. So here you still have dissonance, but the other one was full stop out of tune. Wait, because yeah, seriously, truly, listen, this is not... It's like so close. Well, anyway, I don't know. I find that really interesting because they're so close. But the original actually has a more body to it, which is really cool. Hey, Arturicus, I can't. This is specifically for patrons right now. But you're welcome to watch. I do love Feel, by the way. So no doubt about how good Feel is. All right, so this is Fire Emblem Fates, a light storm version. You think the out-of-tune flute is quite calming and brain rubbing? Listen, I'm not going to yuck your yum. Can't relate, but I won't judge you for it, of course. You heard one of the warriors last week. Hope you remember what it sounds like. Yeah, I do actually. This music track is themed. Well, okay, hold on. I'll have to listen to it again. I can't hum it to you, but I know it. This music track is themed around Hoshido and Fates. You can think of Fire Emblem Fates as a yin-yang. Black represents Nor and white represents Hoshido. For those who played Fire Emblem Fates, here is the quote for all of you: "For the glory of Hoshido," or Ryoma. All right, really quickly, just to refresh my memory, let's listen to a light again, just so I can get it in my brain. I remember it, but I don't remember it, if that makes sense. Fire Emblem Fates, a light. So we listened to Storm yesterday. Ah, yes. okay, so that's Fire Emblem Alight. Okay, so that was that was wait, that was the one. Fuck, that was the one I was supposed to listen to. Hold on, I actually love that. Hold on, let me go back. Shit. Alight here. It's this one. Okay, so this was one I listened to last week. I want the Fire Emblem Warriors version. Scuff stream, I'll tell you that. Ain't no denying that whatsoever. Shit. Fire Emblem Fates Warriors Alight? I listened to the Warriors version. Okay, thank you. Fire Emblem Flame. Oh, this one? Nope. Ah, this one. Ah, yes, yes, with the, that's right. I really like this melody. Also, that's right, the dancing flutes in the back. Yes. Okay. All right. So this is the like rock version, kind of. All right. So this is the one that's from the game itself. Fire Emblem. This is from Fire Emblem Fates, not Warriors. Okay. So it's interesting how this version like instantly has a more Japanese aesthetic, but also it's like the mix of East and West, where it has like, it sounds like the flutes, it has that, it sounds almost like the like a shakuhachi. Is that shakuhachi? Yeah, I think so. I also, again, similar rhythm that I really like in both. I like the pared down version of this a lot more. I don't really vibe. Okay, so this is interesting. So just thinking about my own personal taste. So like, I enjoy metal, like electric guitar, rock, aesthetics, not metal, excuse me, rock aesthetics in pieces. I think it works, like in a Xenoblade Chronicles. I think I really enjoy that particular sound. I've been thinking a lot about comparisons and like how we gravitate towards certain things. So like Persona 5, for instance, Persona 3 and Persona 5 are not that diametrically opposed when it comes to their writing. Obviously, Persona 5 has a more predominant, acid jazz, punk, not punk, style. Whereas Persona 3 is a little bit more pop. Obviously, there's the R&B rap sections in it. But vocally, there's that scene, there's the music when you're walking to the school for in the morning, da 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 da. That's not that far off from the music that you would hear in Persona 5. And yet, for me, I find myself gravitating towards Persona 3's soundtrack way more than I ever gravitated towards Persona 5's soundtrack, also story and everything else. So anyway, all that to say, like, it's interesting how these two are not that dissimilar, and yet I find myself gravitating towards the more pared back, this particular battle version of it, which is interesting. So I just want to point out too, the reason why that's so effective is because it's just tons of unison. I don't know if you can pick that up. Now everyone has their own individual part. There's some harmony in there, but in general, everything is moving in absolute unison. There is that background, that percussion thing, but in general, all of it's even keeled, moving at the same time together, which is extremely effective. Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing motif, right? Now, on top of that, what I find really interesting about that is you have accents. Ba 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 ba. That's the motif, right? But in between, you have the drums going doom doom chop doom doom chop, which I think helps propel the motivic idea of that. You know what I mean? Doom, doom, bop, 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 bop. I obviously can't split my chords and do both at the same time, but I think it's really cool. Just really quickly, plus it's fun to listen to. Just take a listen to this. Listen to the percussion. Doom, ch, doom, ch, doom, bom, bom, bop, bom, bom, bop. Right? Yeah, and there is this, like, you're right, there's little piano flourishes. There's also this kind of orchestral, like, swinging that I hear back there, too, which is really cool. So, I mean, it's interesting because the predominant force of it with the things that are in the front of it are the horns, some strings, but mostly horns, which is such a Fire Emblem thing to do anyway, right? But then, on top of that, you end up getting this really nice sort of blanket of sound, almost like a bowl. So you have this like bowl, and the motif is the ice cream. You know, the ba 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 gobble gobble gobble. Whereas like the bowl is being supported, the spoon is the drums are the spoon, and the bowl is those strings. You know what I mean? I think this is really cool. Oh, and then a big shift here. This is a bit of like. See, but then so that's interesting. That's interesting because it almost is slightly off kilter, and I think this is like the challenge aspect of this moment. And I think the reason why it sounds like that is because you get that dum 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 dum. There's a bit of like I mean, I think tempo-wise, it's actually the same probably as what we were just the main motif, right? But what we end up getting is a little bit of like syncopation, some mixed rhythm, some polyrhythm. Can I just? I'm trying to learn more, guys. So let me just. Yeah, polyrhythm is the simultaneous use of two or more rhythms that are. So something happened to me when I was building this PC. I've been thinking about what it means to be comfortable. You know how in society, I don't know, it depends on where you are. In the United States, comfort is often seen as a negative. Being comfortable means you're not achieving, right? Being comfortable means you're not going out there and getting it. You know, in the United States, we have a very hungry mentality of capitalist, late stage capitalism and getting things and doing things, right? And I was thinking about what it means to be comfortable. But then even taking it a step further is that there's a difference between being comfortable and being static. And those two things are not the same. Or there's comfort and then there's, stability. And those two things are not the same thing. And why did I bring that up? Fuck if I know. I can't remember why I brought it up. This happens to me. I should have slept more. Why did I bring this up? Fuck. I brought it up for a very specific reason connected to the song because I started thinking about... Oh, right. I was talking about wanting to learn. Sorry, I just love hearing myself talk, so sometimes I forget. So when I was building this PC, at first I was like, let me just go with like a Star Forge or whatever. Like, I don't want to build this fucking thing. Like, like, can someone do it for me? Like, it's worth the premium to, you know, I don't want to build it. What if I fuck it up? Blah, 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 blah. But then as I'm sitting here hunched over my like the table trying to build this thing, I was very comfortable with the fact that I'm 37 years old, and I feel like as a YouTuber and as a person who gets to work on the internet every day, blessedly, that I'm learning something. And I don't think I've been hands-on learning something really since I left school. And it's the most amazing thing to be able to, you know, I know what polyrhythms are, you know, it's the mixture of two different rhythms that helps produce a specific feeling of urgency or, you know, a little bit like this is the example that Wikipedia provides, right? Like that's polyrhythm. Like I know that, but to be able to be like, hang on, let me refresh myself on this, is really cool. And like, I have a book back there of classical music, like the history of Western music. And I've often thought to myself, I should sit down and read it because I never know when I might be able to like pull something out of my hat and be like, hey, this video game track. Because if you think about it, video game music, this is quite the tangent. Video game music is just the progenitor of video game music. You know, the thing that created video game music is classical musical writing. Most composers, whether they're Japanese or you know, from California or whatever, we all kind of stem from the same musical history. And, you know, I just think it's really interesting how much there is to learn and how much one can pull from like Bach or Beethoven or Mozart or any of these like classical old dead guys that I think like, I don't know, I just find that really interesting. So anyway, I feel really like, so when someone mentioned in here, someone was talking about sub-rhythms and I was like, oh yeah, it's probably polyrhythm. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, what is a polyrhythm? Can I confirm this? And I think there would be a natural urge to be like, I'm an expert, therefore I don't need to look something up. But the truth is that learning is something that should be celebrated. And I think something that happens in YouTube land and content creator land is that one has to appear as though they have the answer for everything or that they are the source. And people have, I think, falsely put that label on me as a professional. Right. And yes, I was a professional opera singer, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a constant professional learner as well. And so I think not being shy and talking about it in the moment right now, I think is maybe helpful because you don't need to know everything. You just need to be willing to want to know more. And probably if you're watching this stream right now, or you're watching a VOD of this stream, or you watch any of my videos, I would argue that you're probably the same as me. That the desire to learn is really important. And yes, the desire to like, you know, come together and celebrate music and celebrate gaming and all the beautiful things that these experiences provide us, those are also equally important and should be shared as well. We're looking for commonality, finding common, you know, tropes and common threads is really important. I mean, look at this chat. I guarantee you this chat is from everywhere throughout the world. And most of my chats end up being from throughout the world. Although, any Germans in the chat, you were my second most popular demographic last month. So, hallo meine Freunde, ich bin Marco, ich bin Liebe, das du ist hier. So, thank you so much to the Germans. Anyway, all that to say, yeah, let's keep listening. I really like this piece. That's a nice key change there. Ba, 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 ba. Nice. So that's also cool. That's so dope. What an awesome track. That's also really dope because you get the flute in the background. The flute is sustaining. You know what I mean? Super dope. You're here because I share your enthusiasm and reverence for game music. Your professional experience helps, but your outlook is the real draw for me. Yes. You were not expecting German Marco today? Well, vielen Danken, meine Liebchen. Ich bin Marco Fleischballer. Ich bin hier für Sprechen die Musik. That's so nice. See, that's gorgeous too, man. This whole fucking thing is beautiful because you get there, and then underneath you get this. This track is fucking awesome. Ahora español. Si quieres, nosotros podemos hablar español también. Yo preferisco español porque yo hablo italiano y español e italiano son las mismas cosas y yo amo las lenguas románticas porque yo comprendo casi todo cuando hablo español. ¿Qué tal portugués? Obrigada. Meu português es malo. Manda faca, yo português, no, desculpa, my, hold on. You ever seen The Grudge? Portuguese. Hold on. I gotta do this. Hold on. This is important to me. There's a lot of people from Portugal that watch, or Brazil or Portugal that watch YouTube. Where's Portuguese? MNOP. Portuguese. Let's do Brazil. And we will do English. Okay. Meu português es ruim. Is that right?
Meu português é ruim. Meu português é ruim.
Ruim. It's an R. Meu português es ruim.
Meu português é ruim.
Es ruim. I'm sorry. Desculpa. Desculpa my... Desculpa meus hermanos portugueses.
Desculpe meus irmãos portugueses.
Irmãos portugueses. Desculpa. Desculpa. Desculpa! Anyway. You're from Uranus? Well, get on over here. Absolutely stunning track. I mean, I think that's an incredible track. I definitely feel strongly that this track is, in my mind, superior to the other one. Yeah. It's just like so good. Someone was in here asking about Limbus Company, and we're actually literally going to listen to one right now. I loved that track. That one gets a yellow highlight from me. Check. Спасибо. Русский нет, shit. Нет, I don't know how to say speak in Russian, but нет, русский, dziękuję bardzo, bardzo dobrze. Moje name ist Marco. I do love we got any Russians in the chat? It's one of my favorite pieces. Hold on. Куда вы удалились, весни моей золотые? Oh, I'm too tired for that. Anyway, someone came into one of my comments the other day. I got one guide a lot this week, guys. I like to always catch you up on how many times I get guide this week. This time, I was one guide nearly every day, which is insane. That is a lot. I was one guide every day basically this week, besides yesterday because I wasn't online. Every day this week, I got one guide very, very intensively. How many languages am I fluent in? Beh, sono italiano, quindi parlo italiano abbastanza bene, diciamo. Italiano è la lingua italiana è mia seconda lingua, pure che a questo punto in mia vita non parlo tanto italiano perché la gente con cui parlavo italiano è più o meno morta, quindi non ho tante opportunità di parlare italiano. Speak English, of course. Hablo español también. No fluente, me se yo estoy en España o en Sudamérica, yo pienso que puedo hablar, puedo leer, puedo hacer conversaciones con personas en los lugares españolos. Bueno, hola Argentina. Baguette le croissant. Je parle un peu de français aussi parce que je faisais un peu de chant quand j'étais à la France pour 9 semaines. Et maintenant, c'est une chose terrible parce que maintenant, je commence à oublier tout mon français. Mais j'aime beaucoup la France. J'aime beaucoup le français. Et j'ai besoin de retourner parce que j'ai besoin de continuer à parler le français et avoir l'opportunité de n'oublier pas mon français parce que c'est une chose tellement importante que j'aime beaucoup le français et je ne le voudrais oublier. Il y a trop français quand même. Bon. Ah, merci. J'aime beaucoup le français. C'est une chose triste que l'ultime fois que j'étais à la France, c'était 2019. Et j'ai besoin de retourner parce que je voudrais manger le canard avec compote de myrtille une autre fois. Et je voudrais manger 6 baguettes le moment que j'ai arrivé à la France, parce que j'aime beaucoup les baguettes de France. Les baguettes de France sont tellement bons, tellement fantastiques. Anyway, where were we? All right, don't get me started speaking a different language. I love speaking different languages, and no, I don't speak Mongolian. Did I understand the songs? Some parts of it. French? In Europe, you have to know a second language. Most of the time, it's English for people. Il te manque simplement un peu de pratique. Oui, c'est bien sûr. C'est la vérité. Et tant que français, je suis choqué à quel point tu parles bien. Ah, merci, j'aime beaucoup le français. La langue de Molière, oui. Preferisci che parli italiano? Va bene, posso pure parlare italiano. Any Japanese in there? Oh man, I have 2 books in kanji, but konnichiwa, arigato gozaimasu, baka, merci de parler le français, ça fait plaisir, c'est plaisir moi, c'est mon plaisir de parler le français. Quand j'étais à Limoges, rien de personne parlant anglais, alors j'ai besoin de commencer à parler français parce que j'ai besoin de faire la communication avec autres personnes. Et si je ne pouvais parler, je faisais un malheur de tête. Parce que c'est une chose tellement importante, it's very important, to be able to communicate. And baka. And if you can't communicate, it's very difficult. You can get by with any language if you're expressive enough. It's true. All right. Anyway, okay. So now we're listening to Limbus Company. Sorry, we're having one of those streams today. We'll manage. Okay, we need to bring up Mr. Wiggity here too. Marco, tanti saluti dalla Sardegna proprio. Merci. Parli ancora benissimo l'italiano. Grazie, Freddy. Sono molto triste che veramente non ho l'opportunità di parlare italiano quasi mai. E mi sento che me lo sto perdendo un pochettino perché non posso... La bocca non vuole fare le parole come... non è mai stata la mia prima lingua, però è sempre stata la mia seconda lingua. E mi sento un po' di tristezza che non ho l'opportunità di fare prove, di fare pratica, di avere l'opportunità di parlare, perché poi con mio padre che è morto, lui era quello che parlava italiano. Mo sto sempre parlando inglese. Però grazie, ti ringrazio tanto. So check this out. When I was singing, there was a guy that I met who spoke 6 languages, and it blew me away. I was like, how the fuck does this guy speak 7 languages fluently? And I grew up in an Italian home. We spoke 2 languages as a child. So, English and Italian in the United States. And I was so blown away by this guy when I met him, because I was like, holy shit. Like, also when as a singer, we're trained on how to speak the languages, but not to understand the languages. That's called diction. When you learn diction, you learn how to pronounce the words. Sung diction specifically. So, I've always been sort of enamored by language, but really it's my desire for communication that sort of pushes me to strive to learn as much as possible. Because without communication, it's really difficult. I don't know how opera singers do it, where they'll go to a place and then be there for like 8 weeks and not like bother to, like adapt. It really killed me. It killed me when I was in France for 7. I was in France for 7 weeks, and then I came home, and then I went back for another 2. So total of 9 weeks. And I was dying without being able to speak with people. And the French were just talking, with themselves. And so I would sit there and be like, The loneliness and the isolation is incredible. Powerful, actually. It's like so intense how isolating it can be to not speak a language. Portuguese, English, Spanish, French, Japanese, and I'm currently learning Russian. Wow, it's amazing. Limbus Company. Marilenke and Namiren. What? Merilenke and numerilenke. What? Imagine something precious yearning for forgiveness after its habits turned it grotesque. The first phase is for when it wishes to be left in peace, but then phase 2 is when it succumbs to its desire and monstrosity. Do I still get to travel? Not as much. Honestly, we were talking about comfort earlier. I honestly traveled so much when I was singing that I don't really get the urge. I really actually kind of like being, sort of solid, stationary. I mean, I just built a PC yesterday, right? Before that, I had that Alienware computer. And before that, I only had laptops and tablets because I wasn't able to be in one place because I was constantly a gig here, a gig there, a gig here, a gig there, right? Now, I wasn't as busy as like fully like established singers, right? But I was getting there. When I was in France, they were asking me to take a train to go to London to do an audition for English National Opera. So it wasn't like, it was a constant thing where it's like, hey, you have a couple days? Can you go to London? You're in France. Hey, there's an opportunity, but they need you to fly to wherever. Can you go? After a while, hey, thanks, Potapple. Yeah, me too. After a while, it got kind of tiring. So, I have taken trips for this job. Nothing like crazy. I am taking a trip soon for this job, which is exciting. But yeah, no, I kind of don't like travel. I'm a bit of a homebody actually as well. I like to kind of be where I am. I don't like big change. It's not a part of me. Yeah, I like my routine. I like having my computer. I like playing my games. But also when you're traveling that much for like 14 years, well, not really 14, more like 10 in that case. Like my school was 12 hours. One of my schools that I went to was 12 hours from where my parents were. 12 hours away, That's a lot. You always have to reinvent yourself. I did see Silver Palace, and it comes from Vivaldi's Summer. And it looks great. Would you have lent your voice to any video game? Would you or have you lent your voice to any video game properties? Yeah, I have. I was Marco Rossi in Metal Slug, actually. Which Metal Slug Awakening, which is the gacha of Metal Slug. I don't even know if it's still happening. I don't know if it still exists. I did a couple characters in Genshin. I've also sung in some games. I've done like some indie things. La Mano Rosa, I played a character in that. Yeah. Waking up, yeah, you traveled all over when I was, and now waking up in my bed is so comfy. When you were young, yeah. Do I often travel alone? Yes, usually. Well, I would. So imagine, that was the other thing, like being in a place, hey, what's up, Apple? I was in France alone for 7 weeks. And it was funny because at the time I was living in Washington, D.C., and it was the same year that The Division 2 had just come out. And so I was living in D.C., playing a game about D.C. That was so trippy. And like I remember like the lights sucked in that apartment, the water was never hot. Like, you could hear the person upstairs, like, which is fine. I mean, I don't know. It was okay. Now, the only thing that was really cool about the gig was that, when I was in Arizona, for instance, I was able to live in Phoenix. Most people, when they visit, they go there for like 4 or 5 days, come home. I lived there for 4 weeks, right? So like for me, it was like 6 weeks actually. You really got to know a place. And so theoretically, one could say I've lived there, right? Because it was a long time. You know, I feel like any place you live for more than 6 to 13 weeks, I feel like you're kind of living there. You know, you get a routine, you get like a pace of living. You know, but most people don't do that. I mean, most people, it's like, I'm always amazed by people that are like, oh, I'm going here today, I'm going here today, I'm going here today. You know, I wasn't like that. I also find travel a bit daunting. You know, because it's like, okay, gotta get on the plane. Okay, now you gotta sit there for X amount of time. Like, I'd love to come to Asia, but the Asia trip is not short, you know? It's long. Even where, you know, even in California, like, you know, a trip to Asia is still not short. You know, I'd love to go to New Zealand. Some like, you know, full trip of that. There was a guy that was from New Zealand when I was in Philly. And that guy, that Oliver Sewell, it was a 23-hour flight. Ugh. It wasn't the Vivaldi song. I mean the part when the detective discovers the werewolf. Okay, that I don't know. I didn't like analyze it or anything. Probably should. When you lived in Hawaii, you traveled to South Korea, and that alone was 13 hours. And you're not like that far. That's the crazy part, you know? Traveling is tough. The 13-hour flight to Japan kicked my ass last year. Oof. But I bet it's beautiful, right? It's like worth it. It's worth it. See ya, Kowalski. It's worth it to do it. But getting you there. Anyway, chat, you have successfully made me totally distracted. Let's dive in, shall we? So it's interesting how the back end of this, the back side of it, don't be weird, is a heartbeat, is a pulsation, almost like there's like a desire to control. Hey Carson, a desire to control something, which in Rosentrist mentioned it. Like there's a desire to control some sort of rage or suppress something. Now, my one complaint, and this is something that kind of pops up frequently with this Limbus Company stuff, is the string VST just sounds not great to my ear. Like it may not matter, and it really doesn't so okay, let me caveat. Caveat is it doesn't really matter when it comes to expressing emotion or or like connecting us with the feelings the music is trying to portray. But in terms of like what I wish that the folks at Limbus who make the game could lean into, well, and again, it's like a budget issue. So like, this is just like talking, right? It sounds fine, but like, it would be nice if they could either upgrade those VSTs or, you know, ideally even maybe potentially get a full orchestra because not even just a true violin, you know, and then surround it with VST. That would actually be okay in my mind. But there's something so hollow and tinny about this sound that I think over time has become kind of grating, but it doesn't take away from it at all. It's just kind of interesting. It's just something I thought of. But from an emotional perspective, there's nothing weird about it. And in fact, emotionally, this is quite tense actually. So it's interesting because it's like spread. Da yada da 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 shum bum bum. So the legato in the violin string is actually really kind of mournful and somber, if that makes sense. Also, can we talk about how good this widget is down here? I can't believe it took me so long to find one. It's amazing. I love the like wind sound in the back too. Also appreciate that natural kind of swell and then reset. This is that kind of like rage almost. Beautiful going up like that. See, this is... It's interesting because this is still dialed back, so it doesn't necessarily like there's not necessarily two different. I mean, maybe the second part of it will come, but this feels more elegant and a little bit more. I think like the virtuosicness of the virtuosity, of the violin there is actually quite nice. I think so. My complaint about the sound of the violin was really in that lower mid register. In the upper register, it actually has this beautiful movement that sounds, very legit and very rich. Which is really nice. So it's interesting how we still are getting thumb, 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 but it's the violin that's sort of as it starts to unravel. Is that unravel? As it starts to unravel, I can't say it without. Anyway, is that the name of that song? Unravel, Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, Unravel. Yeah. Anyway. What's up, Max? How are you? Anyway, all that to say, like, as the violin starts to sort of like shed I almost feel like the violin is wrapped up in a bow, and as you start to tug on the bow, it starts to slowly like release that, and it unravels. It starts to unleash that sort of like virtuosic playing. That it's kind of quite meandery, which is nice. But the left hand has sort of stayed the same. Oh. I love that. See, that was amazing. What an amazing shift. Hold on. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. This is the way that the upper strings kind of go. Love that. Love how we get the percussion, and then it becomes someone said macabre. It's totally true, but it also has a bit of like a really fucked up tango. Like the tension is not an increase in tempo, but it's the dance in between the tempo, if that makes sense. It's like this like outcry of like I want to be free. I want to be I want to be let out of this cage. I'm burdened by something. I need to be, there's like it's elegance. There's elegance in that rage, which is really beautiful. That was a great track. So like I said, I mean, I think my point stands from the beginning, but man, by the end of it, I was locked in. That was really good. Really good. Oh God, we've only done 4 tracks. I'm so sorry. I've been talking a lot today. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Fuck yeah, I just reinstalled this actually. Reaving Tempest. We've listened to the Drukhari going to war. Now it's the sound of them ambushing you specifically. Pray to the God Emperor for salvation and never let them take you alive. Yeah, so what's interesting about this track is that it's just loud. And it's interesting because it talks about an ambush and being ambushed, and I think like that's appropriate. Like it feels like this is the entire mass force of the Drukhari sort of overwhelming us, pounding us into the ground with their brutal force. As you're just like, what the fuck? You're the meme, the like what? What's that meme from? The meme. It's with William Dafoe looking up like, what the fuck? Anyway, so, and you're just kind of caught in it, and there's nothing you can do. And I think now aesthetically, I think it's very loud. And again, I think it serves the purpose unbelievably well. It's loud as fuck the entire time. It's just 0 to 60. It's mostly just 90. It's just an intense track. It makes sense why it would be intense. I mean, the track's called Reaving Tempest. And so the volume there is it's a torrential downpour of violence, of machinery, of gunfire, of whatever. And you're kind of just left like, what the fuck? And I think like there's tons of doubling. the chorus is in the background. So the chorus is like the barrier, the shield of like the wall of warriors. Then you're getting this the stomping thunk 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 thunk, you know, which is super dope. And on top of that, you're getting you know, that this like sort of whirling organ and I think whirling strings in there as well, which is really cool. Also, if you ever start streaming, I would highly encourage you to do everything in your power to reduce your ability to see how many people are on your stream. Which, if you're starting streaming, usually it's going to be one person, you anyway. And that was my experience before I sort of YouTube kind of procced and like took off. Like most of my streams, I remember I was streaming Chivalry 2, and it was like me and like 4 other people, and including me. And it's interesting how I've noticed that seeing stream numbers was doing some sort of damage to my psyche and the way that I was communicating and the way that I was engaging with an audience. And one of the best things I've done since deciding to stop having my numbers pop, like watching them, is not watching them. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. I feel way more authentic. I feel like I'm just talking, and if someone is willing to listen, it doesn't matter if there's 40 people, 50 people, 1,000 people, 250 people. Now, obviously, I can see how fast chat moves. So I know I can get a sense of like how people are engaging with, you know, whether they're engaging, whether they're hanging out. But yeah, it's made a huge difference. So I was just hearing myself talk and being like, oh man, that's like the kind of stuff I would say, like if no one was watching. And that's just like, that's really me. Which is nice. Anyway, whatever. I'm just talking. I don't know why I'm in such a chatty mood today. Maybe because I'm happy. I think I'm happy. You know, I built this PC. Like, I'm comfortable. Hopefully you're okay. You guys are comfortable as best you can be. You're going to play some great games this weekend. Maybe you're going to hang out with some family. Maybe you're just going to chill by yourself. Like, hopefully you have a nice weekend. Like, I don't know. I'm also really tired, so I might just be delirious. So, anyway. Oh, I love this. Nice push. You've been playing Final Fantasy IX? Ooh. For the first time ever? Yay! That's amazing. Oh my god, Final Fantasy IX is the best Final Fantasy. Well, to me. I love Final Fantasy IX. Enjoy it. I don't know how far you are, but just like, just ride the wave. Just have so much fun. It's so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. One moment. I'm going to post today. Okay, carry on. Yeah, sick track though. Sick track because it's just unrelenting, and the constant hits and the constant, especially there at the end, you feel like the cannon fire in the lower brass, or the percussion in the brass. Bam, 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 bam. What a great track. Honestly, all these pieces that have been like requested this early part of the stream have been so fucking good. Really, really thought provoking and really fun to listen to. And also a reminder that I want to try to play Rogue Trader a little bit this weekend if I can. Gizmaluke's Grotto. Yes. Oh, I love Freya. All right, let's do Clair Obscure, Flying Waters, Serpent Fair. This is from Clair Obscure, the Serpent Fair theme. The whole game has a phenomenal soundtrack, and I'm not sure why, but this particular song really got stuck in my head, and I would love to see your analysis. Yes, I will. Without spoilers, I think. Well, I shouldn't have to. Oops, hold on one second. It's crazy to me how many good tracks there are. In fact, one of the comments here says, how is every single combat track so good? And the truth is, Lorient was able to create a significant amount of nuance in each of these tracks, which is amazing. So now this track, without spoiling it, is a thing, mythological thing, if you will, and it is completely optional. You don't even have to do it. And so the fact that like this exists here, now I find Ilach Mahari. It sounds like what, Welsh? Sounds like I don't know. It doesn't matter. But so something really fun about this is there's a lot of sustain. And what's really cool about that is that the stretching of that, to me, leads the way to for the tension. Now, I think there are multiple ways to express tension in music. There's 150 tracks. There's a bunch of different ways to express tension in music. One of them is through sharp rhythm. Another one is the inverse. Legato with a pull, a push. Now you may say to yourself, well, Marco, this is just a sustained note. It's not. Listen. Hold on. Now, before we get there, a lot of sharp, that part's sharp, but when I say sharp, I mean the consonants are very crisp, right? So there's a sharpness within the consonants. Now check it out. we're going down. Right here. So she doesn't necessarily like do a full thing I was thinking, because what I hear is so what I hear is a stretch, right? And you notice how a crescendo is going to naturally instill in us a sense of stress, right? But even the way that it it's an octave. Yeah. So the leap there, which visually, if you know this fight, it makes sense because you're kind of suspended in the air. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's a little bit more emphatic because it's in the upper register, as opposed to when it's the stuff which is on the lower register. So it's a different energy depending on where it is, right? It's cool. Also, there, nice syncopation, a little triplet. It sounds like ba-dum, ba-dum. So it's also really surprising that we actually pull all the way back, and we actually end up humming, or closed-mouthed hum, which is really interesting again for such a monumental seismic fight with a kind of a larger than life being. That's the only thing I want to say about it, so I don't trip over the spoilers. But it's kind of fascinating to pull back, as if to and I think to my mind, this to me sounds like reverence. It sounds like regrouping and huddling up and being like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Okay, what if we do this? All right, you see that thing right there? Okay, how are we going to do that? You know what I mean? There's a sound in it of reluctance, but not really, more of like a gathering, you know? Now there's that doubling, and the piano. This is like dig in, you know, the forward momentum and the tempo. Swell. So that's dope, because that is the same as the beginning, but that one, because of the brass emphasis, I don't believe it's there in the beginning, has a different edge to it as opposed to before. It's cool. I also like that. Da-dee. Don't miss Simon. Yeah, I know. That Simon is. I only did it once. So I need to definitely. I want to sit down and definitely listen to that. 1 second. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. So awesome track. Awesome fight. Beat it very fast once I was actually able to. Hey, World of Tanks again. Love me some World of Tanks. Let's, of the two choices, let's do Mountain Pass because I love mountains. Oyster Bay sounds like the beach, and I don't like the beach. The composition is based on traditional melodies of Caucasus. Huh? It is a song of a soldier accompanied with the sound of battle heard from a distance in the middle of the track. The soldier's thoughts drift from war. He wants to dance the Lezginka. Still, the music offers no reprieve. The battle is approaching, and there is no escape. Why did I think it was 3 o'clock? What the fuck is wrong with me? I was like, oh no, it's 3 o'clock. How have I really talked this long? Oh, that's gorgeous. Love that. The emphasis on brass there. Oh, so... This is an interesting, like, chills... Oh, boy. I almost don't have thoughts. This is so good. Well, actually... Oh, I don't want to talk. Oh. Okay, so that blew me away. Really, I mean, really this corner. So it's because there's like a gap. There's a gap. It reminds me a lot of Archange, actually, from Ace Combat 7. Okay. Ugh. What do I even say? I don't know. I loved that. Okay, well, I'll give you my critique of it first. It's very specifically for... Okay, actually, no. Well, all right, two things. One, it does that magical thing where it mixes ambient music, kind of sustaining, with melodic music. That is wonderful. And it does so incredibly successfully. The blend between the ambient sort of super dope. However, to its detriment as well as it's like a listenable track, it dilly-dallies in that sort of gap sound a little bit too much, in that sort of like sustained, sort of like bubbling tension kind of thing. That drop was so good in the introduction that I just wanted to sit in it, right? I just wanted to like bathe in that track. That track is sick as fuck. Like, it is so cool. Vocally, that reminded me, and also the way that the trumpet is used and the brass, that reminded me very much of this wonderful track that I heard in. So there's a music competition in Italy called Sanremo, the Sanremo competition. I can't remember the full name of it. And there was this Goran Bregovic. And actually, it's funny because I think I brought this up last time with Mario and Rabbids, of all things. But there's a song called Ederlezi, which whatever. So it has a similar style of singing, and this type of singing is like astounding to me, because it's so raw, and also to hear. Usually we hear it sung with a female voice, but to get this Sanremo, yeah, to get. It's like so even the way, so I'm trying to produce something similar, but it's actually more raw than what I naturally do because of my years of experience. I naturally am flipping into like this lowered larynx, heightened soft palate sound, and this is much more frontal, much more on the in the mouth, probably more towards the front versus See, I'm still raising my soft palate. I can't. I'm so stylistically stuck in what I know how to do. But it's glorious, glorious stuff, and I think it's so raw. It's a lot like white voice, which we see a lot in Slavic singing anyway. We see it a lot in video games. We see it a lot in well, we saw it in Phantom Liberty with Never Look Back, one of the most haunting tracks I've ever listened to. You hear it a ton in, you know, la 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 la. You know, you hear that a lot in the, what's it, the Tiger song, la 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 la, Sword of Destiny. You hear it a ton in the Witcher song. Basically, it's like such a folk thing, because what I love about folk music and the limited experience I have in folk music, based on a course I took when I was an undergrad that I never thought would be applicable to my life, is the fact that you can't really annotate it. All of it's passed down. So the singing techniques, the singing qualities end up deriving like in a handed down fashion. So like, you can't annotate what that guy is doing. La, 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 la. You really can't, because when the way that it sounds versus the way that it would be written, it's very difficult to replicate naturally. Like, it almost has to come from like the body, the spirit, the experience, the like lived blood of the, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to replicate that, and it's really hard to write it down note by note. And I'm just so fucking good. That's all I got to say on it. I'm not going to sit here like break down every little detail, because honestly, like a track like that, it's more just fun to talk about and celebrate. It's like it's so good. It's so good, Leo. It's so good. I wish it was more. I would tell you that last week, I think someone asked me, was there one song that are there songs that you wish lasted a little longer, or that kind of are criminally under like short? And it would be that one. That's the kind of track that I would play for a non-gamer. But I wouldn't be able to play that World of Tanks track because it's too long and it just doesn't go anywhere. And so they may appreciate it, but they won't necessarily grasp the ideology of why it does what it does. So that's why I tried to offer like a counterpoint to my critique, which is to say, yes, it's ambient, but it's also melodic. It's also visceral. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand what it's doing based on from an ambient perspective, but if it was more of like a melodic piece, forget it. How much more can I rant about it? All right. All right. This is by Mr. Wiggity. Game Changer, Episode 1, The Never-Ending Dragon. Final boss theme of Game Changer. Doesn't need to happen this month. Thank you for listening. You changed your name. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, let's check this out. What is this? The Never-Ending Dragon. Oh, yes. Oh, you didn't have to. That's right. Okay. So, Game Changer. Yes, I remember this now. So I was emailed. Hold on now. This is a relevant context. Because he's Tabaro. He's Tabaro, which is technically a tier above turned up. Oh, it's in my other email that's not synced. Okay, well. So this track has multiple different phases. And basically, the track was composed and produced by Alex Diggelman, based on the actual final boss. And so this is an indie game that oh, that's all right. That's coming out in 2026. And yeah, and this is part of the soundtrack. And I was emailed. I didn't realize that. I didn't put two and two together, but thank you for yeah. Let's watch the footage too, and I'll sort of. So, you know what's interesting? Whoa. So, I'm just laughing. That's really high. So that's definitely not. I don't think that would be real singers. That's crazy. That would brutalize soprano vocal cords. That would be really hard to do live. That's insane. So when it started, I actually wasn't sure what direction it was going to go in, because it has this sort of that introductory period, essentially, where you are, meeting the character, the never-ending dragon, for the first time. And what I think the string there, it was the same thing with the Limbus Company track, where at first I kind of felt like, okay, it has that sort of tinny sound, which again, there's not much you can do about, but I was nervous about if the rest of the track was going to be like that. And in fact, it's kind of shocking. The sensation there is really of like viewing this dragon for the first time, and like, the it kind of goes from 0 to 60, which I think works really well in this particular case, because it has this moment of like just shock of like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like there's an inherent sound in that of immediate tension. The track's quite long, so I'm not going to stop too much, but I'm going to talk over it. But it's also doubled there. Wow, that's really good. Okay, so it's interesting how this first phase is called chaos, and in fact, I think that's the case. So chaos can be done a bunch of different ways. It can be done with cacophony. It can be done with disjointedness. It can be done with confusion. It can be done with volume. I think this track works really well, actually, and it's quite interesting because each time that I think it's going to get repetitive, it changes ever so slightly to re-enhance itself. And I think that works really well. It's very intense at like all times, but I think, like, again, listening to things in a vacuum can be kind of tricky because we don't necessarily get, like, it's intense. We can get real ear fatigue if we're not careful by repeating too much. So having these modular, sort of incremental shifts in a different direction really lends itself to supporting the ear to pay attention. But so the next phase is called Abyss, and I'm curious about this. So it's the same thing as before, but just instrumental, basically. I'm intrigued by the children's chorus quite a bit. I like the percussion a lot too. I think I think in some ways the reason why the children's chorus works so well in this particular case is that it lends itself to the idea that the never-ending dragon is a world ender, right? And what when we think of children, we think of life givers, we think of opportunities to live, and we think of the future, and so when you add children's chorus in that, you really get this, and it's again sharp rhythms. I will say at this point, it's this is from a game called Game Changer, which isn't out yet. At this point, it's starting to become a little bit long. The rhythmic pattern is similar. It's probably this feels like it's like a chill moment, but it's also quite a long battle with multiple different phases. I'm hoping that we start to see some significant change by phase 3. We're having a slowdown actually, so oh yeah, full stop. Okay. Okay, so that's the otherworldly quality there. Super low bass strings in the back really help elevate that. Natural climbing to a build. Hi, sir. This is a more mournful thing. This does work. I appreciate the change. I mean, it really gives a sense of like giving it your all and raising up to something, you know? Oh, that's nice. The way that it moves with the percussion. Some nice syncopation slowed down there. Okay, so this is the victory phase. Kind of has a Zelda quality to it. Game's that out, no. I like how it's basically a strong female choir there, sort of celebrating, and then there's the male choir, of course. We have this a lot. That's so high. It's a similar rhythmic pattern to the previous one, but it's previous phases, but I'm gonna fast forward a little bit just for the sake of time. I'm sorry. 12 minutes is a little bit well, significantly longer than we normally do, but just for the sake of this, I will do it. But in general, we try to keep things to about 6 minutes. Let me just listen to some of the interlude. Isn't that how it started? Yeah, it is. Yeah, a bit of it. See, this is like very chaotic. This is like witnessing the birth of it or something, you know, the birth of the dragon. Oh. Picture it like falling out of the sky or something. Moment of rest. Let's skip to phase 5, determination. Yeah, it's not out. Yeah, and there's your determined strings. And then we're having a pickup in tempo. So in my mind, phase 5 should be phase 4, and Ascension should be phase 5, right? Because phase 4 was way more declamatory in its celebration of bringing down the beast. I also felt that it took a long time in the intro to actually get into the meat of this thing. Phase 1 and phase 2 are very similar as well, and I think like if you were to somehow expand on those, it wouldn't. If I feel like phase 1 and phase 2 is where I started to really kind of like get a little bit sort of tune out a little bit. Now, obviously, we're not doing anything contextually. I mean, the piece is great, but that rhythm is the most present thing. And melodically, you know, there were nice things that were happening throughout. I don't necessarily think an interlude is necessary either. It just seems like I just don't really understand why. But of course, from a non-contextual perspective, it could be a rest or a breather. I mean, the never-ending dragon is obviously a massive thing. So I don't know. I mean, I think the piece is really nice, and it's a beautifully, you know, it works, and I think it paints a picture of each phase's name. You know. Yeah, I think Ascension and Determination should be swapped. If in my mind it didn't make sense to and I just don't think we need all the extra stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think it is really pretty. Thank you for suggesting it. Yeah. All right. Project Wingman. Oh, Mr. Smarts. Okay, here we go. Project Wingman 1 year anniversary. Anniversary medley of PW by Jose Pavli. Obviously, you've played and listened to a good bit of PW, but I still remember your comments of this size of the orchestra that would be playing Jose's music. Good thing he got an orchestra to play it, eh? All right, 11:45 on. 1 year medley. That sounds nice. You know, I just played this. Kind of want to play it again. Nice, beautiful singing. Really nice vocal writing there. And then the cello takes the melody. But in that lower range, it's a little bit more, you know, sad, heavier. And there's the first time we hear that melody too. I just did. Great bass guitar in the back there. Really nice choral work here. Bum, bum. Bum, Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Goosebumps. Peacekeeper 1, I think. Or Peacemaker 1, rather. Hell yeah. Nice. A little solo action. No organ thins it out a little bit. This guy slaps. Ba 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 da da. Ba 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 ba. Isn't there an electric guitar in here? It loses a little bit of the luster, I think. But it translates really well. Oh, there it is. My bad. Can you change? A lot of this veers towards movie music in my mind, like classic John Williams kind of direction. That's not an insult, though. I like how legato this is, even though the thing is moving. You won't get song for this one, Smee. This is the Project Wingman anniversary concert, though. Oh, Kings is coming up. Oh, I can't wait to hear that. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, it's in the video? Okay. Wow, that does not sound like a clarinet. He must be doing some sort of like full. Is he fully? I think he's like all the way down on the reed, which is causing that sound because he's manipulating the way the reed is. Normally you would just. Or maybe that's a different mouthpiece? No, it would still produce. Oh yeah, Presidia, that's right. Oh, I forgot how much I love this. It didn't look like a Mansuri. Nice delay there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great. I want to watch this whole concert. Oh, that's so good. Don't kick yourself for watching. Don't worry about it at all. I also know this game's music super well. So, yeah, I mean, I think what's amazing to me about Jose's writing is that it kind of emulates. It emulates Kobayashi, I think. I mean, the comparison's natural because Project Wingman is what it is. But it does deviate. I think Kobayashi is hard to top for me. But Jose's like right there in terms of his writing and in terms of how he is able to express emotion. Presidia, the Presidia track is amazing, and also great choral writing as well. It's very hard to write. I mean, it has like the ever so slight Gregorian chant, sort of, oh god, it's the polyphony is very much in line with madrigal chant a little bit. It's cool because it deviates from and is inspired by at the same time, which is really dope, really cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. Do I attend many game concerts? I try to, but not too many. Again, the Chaos Engine, The Forest. This work is from the late great Richard Joseph. Was an early demonstration of interactive music in video games. To my knowledge, there was never an official album of the game's soundtrack, so this is just one of the many mixes made by the YouTubers themselves, which I mean is that the area's song is made up of mini songs or motifs that play out depending on things like location and level, enemies, and best of all, proximity to the end of the level. This is to me the best arrangement mixed down done with, which comprises all the levels in the forest. If may not have all the mini songs, I don't know how many actually exist, honestly, but I believe it's enough to get a taste of how cool this approach to game development is. AFK 7 music. Let's check it out. It's interesting how this is like one of the first times that we talk about dynamic musical evolution and dynamic changes. But I have thoughts once this is over. Whoa. It's increasing it. So this must be getting close to the end. Hey, sir. I mean, it's interesting. So this looks like the Bitmap Brothers 1992-93. And I think I have a couple thoughts on this soundscape that I wanted to just like bring up and have a conversation about. My friend, honestly, like, in a lot of ways, my friend had mentioned this. Like, what if this is the truest essence of what video game music actually is? And the more I've sat with that feeling, the more I kind of like think I have a renewed appreciation for it, because I think growing up and like, how to explain this? It's cool. It's cool that we were pushing technology at this point in 92, 93, whenever this was. Like, this music is dynamic. It's changing constantly. It's encouraging. It's demoralizing. It's empowering. And it's cool how even in this, with this 8-bit sound or whatever bit it is, we're able to do that with the technology that was available. And I think in some ways, I think that this is the truest essence of, what video game music is. You know what I mean? So like, I think it's really cool now that we live in a world where we can kind of have everything, right? A hodgepodge. And I don't necessarily feel or believe that that's to its detriment in any case, shape, or form. But have we lost along the way the core of what now, because the technology has moved so fast? Have we lost at its core? Have we lost what video game music should be? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. No. The answer is no. But also, I don't know. I think about that. Do you? I don't know. It's just really interesting. Hi, Jester. So, I don't know. I find that really interesting. And more than thinking about the music itself, I think it's a thought-provoking, reading the description and listening to the piece. Is it my favorite piece in the world? No, absolutely not. It isn't. And I don't really crave the 8-bit sound. I don't really crave the 16-bit sound. Not really. Maybe because I'm always looking forward rather than thinking, backwards. But at the same time, it's just nice. I don't know. It's really interesting to think about. It's nice to pontificate over. I appreciated that. Thank you. Vanyar. Oh my God. Wipeout 3. Are you serious? All right. Control. AKA the I'm in the zone music. Now look for the nostalgia hit at the boomers in chat. I just did. Hey, Nitpicky. What's up? All right, Vanyar. Wipeout 3. Here we go. This is an oldie but a goodie. Oh my God. Fucking Wipeout. Oh my God, yeah. Cool, Christopher, thank you. Is this drum and bass? Sounds like it. I'm trying to understand that. down, 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 down. Oh, thanks for watching that. Appreciate that. Hello. Welcome in. Yeah, no, it's not exactly Alicia. It's such a vibe. I mean, there's nothing else to say besides it's fun as shit. I love it. Thank you for sharing that, Vanya. I hadn't thought about Wipeout in a long time. Marco question, when is the next Sonic Songs video? I took a break from Sonic. I gotta get back to it. I don't want the channel to be too much like let's say, I gotta get back to it. I will soon. I will soon. Hey, Neon, what's up? By the way, mon français is c'est encore comme ci, comme ça, but you don't seem to enjoy the French cliché in the baguette wear dress. Well, I do actually in another video. In my future video, I actually wear a baguette outfit. But no, I don't like to wear the baguettes in this. I don't like it takes me out. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Final boss theme phase 2. Crossover between two Mario RPG franchises. Final boss theme is pretty cool. Sumu, wow. Let's take a listen. Yeah. You had me at Oregon. Wow, so serious. Oh, that's intense. response there? The strings? Oh. Da, 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 da. Oh. Ba, ba, da, ba, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Oh, I've heard this. Oh, thanks, Nitpicket. I appreciate that so much. Crazy. Yeah, it's Shimamura, yeah. Her sound changes all the time, too. It's actually amazing. So the thing is, to me, is that like I feel like this would be really great in context. I felt that listening to it out of context sort of cheapened it ever so slightly, because to me you miss out on like some of the drama where it ends up sounding kind of repetitive, whereas I think in context, like channeling the stress and drama and you know the real, you can tell that it's a very desperate thing, and then the organ is kind of funny. Also, I did not know that Luigi becomes the Antichrist in one of the Mario games, but yeah, it was really beautiful. And if I'm ever in a French boulangerie again, I will definitely be getting a croissant de chocolat, if you had to ask me. So I think it's one of those things where I'm grateful that we get to listen to music out of context and just like listen to it for what it is. But I also think that it kind of sometimes struggles, and it's sort of an exercise in futility when the context itself is actually going to hit way harder, if that makes sense. Fire Emblem new mystery of the dungeon, Forbidden Sanctuary, pain de chocolat de chocolatine. What do you mean no? A what? A croissant de chocolat. Oh, a chocolatine. Croissant au chocolat? Is that like doo-doo or something? Why are you guys being all weird? Look at these French people. The French. Come on, guys. No! No! Tu ne voulais pas le croissant au chocolat. You want a chocolatine. Let me live. I'll never forget when I was in, where was I? Was it Gare de l'Est in France, in Paris? No, it was, I forget the main train station. But I remember being like, savez-vous où est la salle de bain? When I tell you, the next time I go to France, I will exclusively eat 10 baguettes. The other day, we went, I needed a baguette. And so we went and bought a baguette, and we just split. Me and my fiance, we split a baguette. Fucking Clear Obscure invaded my brain. I needed a baguette. I don't know why. Yeah, God the last God. Do you know how many languages am I fluent in? I mentioned this earlier. I don't think you were here, but probably about 3, give or take. Really 2, but I can speak French and not comfortably, but I could probably get by. It's harder to understand French people, to be honest. When the first speaker, they all speak like this. I don't know what you mean. You know, it's like, you know, it's all vowel. There's no consonant. There's no like. There's no like. The French when they talk like this, it's all vowel, and you know it's and you know, all of a sudden you're here. Okay, tout le monde, mettez en place. The French say tout le monde when they say everyone. Did you know that? They're like tout le monde. The whole world means everyone. It's hilarious. Tu peux pas nous comprendre? Je te comprends bien, un peu. Mais quand tu parles français, vous avez parlé comme ça. Je ne pouvais comprendre quand vous parlez le fond. That's how the French. Imagine me. No one. I don't speak a lick of French. I'm sitting in the theater. 2 of my colleagues are over here and they're just hanging out. That's. And I was like, uh-oh, I'm fucked. I can't. This is not good. I cannot understand a single word anybody's saying. The final boss theme, yes, really. There's another version of this song in Fire Emblem Echoes involving a 6-eyed character from a completely separate game. Oh, okay. This is from Dorman Bates. That's a funny name. Wait, Marco, could you explain how the VGM book club is going to work? Yes, of course. So basically, the game plan is to... can you tell that I'm French? Because everything is right here in front of my mouth. I'm sorry. I like you guys. I like the French people. But you're still not my second most viewed. First is number 1 is United States. Number 2, Germany. Where is France? Let's find out, shall we? I know we've had an influx of French people since Clair Obscur, which thank you. J'aime beaucoup le français. J'aime beaucoup le français. But let's see. Let's see where my audience is currently. Shut the fuck up. It's actually France. It's France. It's France. It's France. Oh my God. That's hilarious. United States makes up all of it, basically. 755,000 out of a month, I think the last month. Then it's France. Then it's Germany. And then it's United Kingdom, Canada, Brazil, Indonesia, the Philippines, Salamat po, Russia, Japan, Australia, Poland, Spain. That's hilarious. Oh my God, I talked so much shit. Wait, how long did the French... Look! The French watched a full more minute. The French watched a full minute longer than the US. They are more... No, wait, that's not true. Never mind, you watched a minute less. Fuck you. Vous êtes merde. Just kidding. Wow, the French decided that I wasn't worth watching for an extra 30 seconds. Vous ne m'aimez pas. Hang on, let me go back one. Oh my God, look at this massive increase. This used to be 11%. You can't see it because of chat. This used to be 11%. The 35 to 44-year-olds came through with Clair Obscur. That's hilarious. This used to be 11%, and 25 to 34 was always the most. Oh my God. First of all, this looks like a pair of testicles. You can't see it because of the chat. Look at this. This looks like 2 balls. male dominated, 91%. We need to get in there with the females and the users specified. That's hilarious. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. I do my demographics. Match my most active viewers. It's hilarious. Oh God, I gotta take a picture of this. I'm so sorry. It's so funny. Nous sommes tous français maintenant. Ha ha ha! Clear obscure effect. Okay. Anyway, where were we? It's not with this type of screenshot that I will get more female viewers, my man. How dare you? Now we have to laugh like the French. Oh, don't you understand? I like how this turned into making fun of the French. Oh my God. Where are the Netherlands? Oh, Netherlands is down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to learn how to say hello in every one of these languages. Okay, so next time I go to France, I don't get I thought that maybe croissant du chocolat was like a poopy diaper or something. You made it seem like it was so bad. Oh, the book club, yes. So basically, at the Rigoletto tier and higher, which is the $10 tier and up, the Rigoletto tier will decide. Well, that tier and higher will decide. Will announce. Oh my God. The Rigoletto tier and higher, every quarter, every 3 months, I will ask you to vote, give suggestions for a game that we will play as a group. Okay, so like a video game, the Meatball Game Club. Okay, so hi Feeder. So basically, the plan is those upper tiers will suggest games. I will then collect the ones I'm interested in playing, and then I'll pick 3, and then you, Rigoletto and higher of that Patreon tier, will then vote on which game of the 3 wins. And then that's the game that for that period of 3 months, I will stream it, whether before, whatever, like, and then at some point within that, we'll have to set a date. I'll have to manage this. We will then have a live stream, whether publicly or in Patreon, on Patreon, because we can do live streams there now, and talk about it. Talk about our experience with the game, talk about my experience with the game, talk about the music, talk about the gameplay, kind of have categories. So gameplay, music, gameplay, sound design / music, story, and then, or no story, depending on what it is. If it's a horror game, fear factor, whatever. And then we'll just do that every 3 months. So that's the game plan. I've been looking for because the Rigoletto tier is squarely at $10, which is where the Tosca tier used to be. And I've been looking for ways to try to improve it. And I figured by enabling that, I think that extra perk will hopefully help to kind of make that tier feel like it has more value than just being a part of the Discord, which is great and all, obviously, but I've been looking for an early access and stuff, but like the anime tier is strictly anime. The $3 tier is strictly for support. The $20 tier is what we're doing today. Higher than that is the analysis. Higher than that is the the live streams and so on and so forth. So yeah, I feel like. And I would say that let that tier just be the one that decides the games, but I've sort of siloed each tier a little bit too much, so I want to just keep it open. So, will the discussion happen in a YouTube chat? Yeah, YouTube chat, I would say, and I'll just be leading it as on stream as like the sort of ringleader of it. Does that make sense? Okay, let's listen to Forbidden Sanctuary. Whoa. So this is interesting. I hope it goes somewhere. Forbidden Sanctuary. Well, that makes sense. Ba-bum-bum. Oh. Yeah, Bondiar, yeah. It's just the initial. Well, it's picking up in tempo even. It's interesting how. Au revoir. Merci. So I think this track does a great job. It was in a loop there. This track does a great job of I mean, Forbidden Sanctuary, like throughout it you do hear that so you do hear that like sound of like there's almost it's almost kind of like structured in a with a horror sound in mind. You know what I mean? Like there's an edge in that of fear, of stress, of anxiety. Now, is it especially pleasant to listen to? Not especially. I didn't feel myself drawn to that piece. In fact, if at some points it felt like felt more like noise in a lot of occasions. Not to say it's a bad piece, and maybe that's the whole intention either. And that's the other thing too. Like when we discuss like likes and dislikes, it's like, you know, should and do some pieces create a sense of discomfort to the point that they're not fun to listen to, right? Like this feels like it's a stressful environment. It feels dangerous to be in this space. That makes musical sense. So of course you wouldn't necessarily like it because it's not meant to be like enjoyed, right? It's meant to, you know, elicit this sense of fear or this sense of ambiguous stress, right? And I think in that case, in that regard, it works really well. So yeah, it's funny to listen to it in a vacuum. And actually this is something that I really want to start changing about how I create, because a lot of times, you know, I can't play every game that's ever existed, right? But there's got to be ways to, you know, I think it'd be a really fun video series to basically do listening to something with context or without context. And then subsequently, whether it's watching a gameplay video or whatever, listening to something in context, because there's so much stuff that kind of comes up, you know what I mean? And things are going to hit way harder with their intended purpose, which is a far cry from how I used to be the first year I did this channel, which was like, well, context doesn't matter ever. I mean, it matters because that's how it's written for, and it's what it's written for. But at the same time, like, I do agree with past Marco that like there are aspects of this that are enjoyable without needing, you know, every ounce of the context. But anyway, that piece was kind of hard to listen to, but also I understand why. And it was, in that case, it was good. If that makes sense. Toho 11 Subterranean Animism. Okay, this is the Toho contingent. Hartman's Yokai Girl, the theme of Koichi Komeji, the sister of the mind-reading yokai called Satori Komeji, unlike Satori Koichi, can no longer read. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Oh, read the mind. Can no longer read. She's become illiterate, is what I can no longer read the minds of others or herself for that matter. By closing her third eye, she made it impossible to be remembered by anyone she interacts with unless they know her in connection to Satori. Now with her own mind locked, her behavior is unpredictable, only dictated by her current mood. Oh my God, she sounds like me when I haven't eaten. Oh yeah, you hear that. You hear that right there with that syncopation. Wow, I love the. Oh, this is fun melody. It's funny because the like elegant part is really interesting. It's almost like the well, there was a song earlier that referenced like this idea of yin and yang, but I think it's applicable here too, where it's like if she's losing her way and remembers anything related to Satori, it's almost like the da 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 da. The chaos comes from that sort of loss of tangible things, whereas when like the melodic portion is when she feels whole again, and the juxtaposition of the two was the thing that stuck out to me the most, and I quite liked that. It was really nice. All right, let me just see. Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to stop. I'm so sorry. My thought process is next week I'm sorry. Next week I'm away. The 22nd. So I won't be around, but we then have the 30th to round out May. And we'll come back. We'll finish this through. There will be several OST listens as well this week, that week rather. Next week is going to be a bit of a wash with some things, but in general, it will be pretty limited. Then next, the 30th, we'll kind of go through everything else. And then depending, since there's only 18 songs, I may do an OST listen on the back half of our Patreon stream. But I'll TBD that. But I feel like this is a really healthy pace. I could also just bump the next Patreon stream to Wednesday the 21st, and then we skip out on the 30th. But I would rather do... Well, I might be able to do that, actually. I might do the 21st to have be our... And then we might actually start June on the 30th, because then with okay, yeah, I have to take a look at some things in my schedule. But anyway, thank you so much for today. I'm sorry, I feel like I yapped quite a bit, but it was 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours. The songs today were really interesting, and I felt that they evoked some really interesting conversation. Some really, really great pieces, and all of them were interesting in their own unique ways. So thank you so much, as always. If you're not a fan of the Patreon, or you're not a part of the Patreon and you'd like to be, by all means, that's available to you. If not, it's totally cool. I'm really happy that folks are here and hanging out and listening to great music, and hopefully enjoying good conversation as well. That's ultimately the goal here, is to celebrate and talk about how music makes us feel, and why music is so freaking awesome. I had a blast today. I hope you did too. And thanks a ton. Merci pour vous. Thank you so much. Character theme vid coming this week. For Clear Obscure. Shoot. I don't think so. I need to figure this out, because this week is crazy. But I don't know is the answer. Have a great weekend. Take care, and I'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everybody.